hard. This is quite possibly the most bizarre train derailment I've ever seen in my life. So buckle up, let's go. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. So typically on my channel, you see me talking about MLMs and scams, but I do really like to mix in all of the drama, the YouTube drama, the pop culture drama, and all of that. I almost knocked over my Alani, which I just opened. It would have been so sad, but I didn't. So today we're talking about something that has been going on for years, but has been very, very prevalent over the last 4 weeks. And that thing is Colleen Ballinger. If you're not familiar with what's going on with Colleen Ballinger or what that name even means, you're not alone. I only just really figured out who she was over the past month because I religiously watched Do We Know Them, and they started talking about her, so I started doing some digging. Colleen is also known as Miranda Sings. She also has a Netflix series. It is called Haters Back Off, and her character Miranda Sings was geared toward a younger audience. So ages like, from what I've seen, 5 to around 13 to 16. So we're talking about children. She also did like comedy tours, and the bits that she would have in her series on her YouTube channel and on her tour were absolutely disgusting. I am a mom of 2 boys and they are 5 and 12. And looking at the things that she was having them do when she would call them on stage and have them participate, it makes my stomach turn. And now it surprises me that she continued to do these things because she is a mom herself to some small children. And I don't know why any mother in their right mind would think that the actions she was taking on stage were okay. There's a clip that I'll roll right here.
James, I'm so excited. Okay, so we're gonna go on a date together. Whoa, sorry. Sorry. That was the sound of my heart. So, we're gonna go on a date together right now. Okay. But first, we need to talk about how we're teaching everyone to go on a date at summer camp, okay? So this is what we're teaching them. So the first thing we have to learn is where to go at summer camp, the perfect place to go, okay? So the best place to go while you're at camp to go on a date is deep and dark into the woods where no one can see you or hear you. So, oh, look, we're already here. Look at that, James, you little rank star. Already here. We're already here. We already did it. All right, so it's like, this is like a dream to be here with you right now. Like, oh my gosh. To hide our snack from the bears, we have to hide it in our clothes. So, for example, what? There we go. I've hidden the snack in the perfect place, literally. And so now, watch this. We're on the date, James. It's really romantic. Oh, we're getting close and personal. Oh, but I'm so hungry, James. Hold on, I got a snack.
Was this in your self-help book?
Was this in my self-help book?
Was it? Because I brought self-help with me and I was just wondering.
Well, shouldn't you know if you've read it? I'm just kidding, James. I'm just kidding. I love you. I'm just kidding. So, do you want a cheese ball?
I'd love one. I can't believe I'm reaching in there right now.
Now you heard in the background after everything was said and done, the crowd was cheering. Like they were laughing and cheering. And I don't want to shame people that were in the crowd. Because, you know, when you're in a crowd, sometimes you just go with the flow and you're laughing and you don't really fully understand what's going on because you haven't fully digested it. But looking at it now with what I know and seeing the things, the thing that she did in that clip happen on stage, if that were my child, I would be pissed that I spent money on the ticket, that I allowed my child to go up there, that she did that she put my child in that situation. I don't get it. I can't comprehend it. I really can't. It's also surfaced recently that she had bits during her shows, her tour shows, where she would bring her fans up on stage. And there was this one individual who was a child at the time. Colleen used to tell her fans, like, dress skimpy, basically. If you want to be chosen for a bit, dress skimpy. So this individual did so. She wore a romper that showed a little more than you would expect. And she was called on stage for what was called the yoga challenge and absolutely humiliated.
Colleen traumatized.
Hi, okay, my name is Becky. I'm the girl in this video, and this video has over 1 million views, and that is a lot of people to be seeing this story without hearing it from me, so I want to explain this. So I was a fan of Colleen and all the Ballinger family for a very, very long time, and I think in this video I was about 16. If you've never been to a Miranda show, Colleen frequently has segments where she calls people up on stage. One of those segments was the porn bit, which I'm not really going to be explaining in this video, but that's why I was kind of trying to dress skimpy so that I would be called up on stage and basically get degraded by Miranda. But I did not get called up for that. I got called up for the yoga challenge. Now, as soon as I stood up from the audience, I saw Colleen's eyes widen because she realized I was not wearing pants. But for some reason, that didn't stop her from continuing. In fact, no adult at any point stepped in this situation. So we get to this point in the yoga challenge where I am laying down and Colleen is spreading my legs basically as far as she can. She spreads them so far that you can see the spandex I was wearing under my romper, which thank God I was wearing. Now, the original video posted by Xandar, I'm sorry if I pronounced her name wrong, is only a screenshot, but there is a whole video of this. But that screenshot is the most important because that is the moment I will never forget, where I was laying under Colleen and she was smirking down at me while thousands of people were laughing, and I was terrified that my body wasn't covered up enough by the spandex or the romper. I basically felt naked, so it felt incredibly sexually violating. I was younger and my body was still developing and I was still becoming comfortable with myself, so for her to use my body as entertainment on stage really set my confidence back quite a lot. And not to mention, after all this, after the show, I had to walk back to my car where there was many men staring at me in a very predatory way that they were not looking at me before because of how exposed I had been on stage. So I literally did not feel safe leaving the venue. And I'm not saying this was all, although people are debating that in that comment section, but as someone who has been assaulted, this situation gave me that same feeling where it feels like you need to purge and like clean out your insides, you know, just that nasty, gross feeling. There's a couple comments on Xandar's video being like, oh, she signed up for that, why is this such a big deal, blah blah blah. Colleen exploited my minor body for entertainment and money and did not protect my safety at this show. As an outsider looking into this situation, it may seem like this wasn't a big deal, but this was really pretty scary for my teenage self, and especially as someone who loved and looked up to Colleen. And I could never say anything because everybody loved her. But this is who she really is. She uses kids for her own gain. I was a minor, and again, she did not protect me.
And so that's also something that has surfaced, and she's totally glazing over that. Like, nothing, she's not taking accountability for anything. What put this all into motion over the past month is a creator by the name of McIntyre was a fan back in the day when she first really started getting popular and picking up, and he fell into a trap of his idol was talking to him and eventually asked him for help with certain things like her social media and things like that. And he was so excited that he had the chance to, like any kid would be, that he had the chance to work with her and communicate with her one-on-one. So he fell into this trap as a young child. Like, when you think back to when you were 14 years old, like, if I think back, I was a huge NSYNC fan. And if I were to get messaged by them and know that I was talking specifically to them, I would have done anything they said. So when you are at that point in the fandom and you're a child, your brain isn't fully developed, you will do anything that they tell you to do. So anyway, he came out and sort of just exposed everything that she was doing behind the scenes in these group chats that she had. She had group chats with her minor aged fans where she would talk about positions and and tampons and all these things that children do not need to know about. And so Adam came out and exposed all of these things. He had receipts. Again, I will link all of his videos in the description so that you can go and check those out. He's a great creator. I applaud him for coming out so publicly and putting this information out. So she's being exposed for what she is, which in my opinion is a pet. And so anyway, I've been following along with the whole thing. I've been watching Do We Know Them? I will link their episodes on this topic in the description. Also, Swoop has some great videos on Colleen and the whole thing that's going on her channel, so I'll link her videos in the description as well. This past week, Colleen came out with an apology, if that's what you want to call it. And so I wanted to bring that to my channel and just react with you to this apology video and bring things to light. And so with all of that said, let's get right on into it, shall we?
Since you saw my face. I haven't been doing so great, so I took a little break. So a lot of people are saying some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true though, just as long as it's entertaining to you.
Yes, she has a ukulele. why she thought this was a great idea to bring her ukulele into this video, this apology video, by the way, in something that should be serious and should be taken seriously is beyond me. This is total bull. Also, I want to address that I don't know why she thinks that everybody thinks this is entertaining. We're creating content about it, but that's because the information needs to get out. And I think that there's not enough awareness. Being a mom of 2 boys, I think there's not enough awareness around the fact that women can also be predators and they can also be pedophiles. And so often that is overlooked. And I think it's time that we make that change and make that shift and stop the double standard and hold women accountable the same way we hold men accountable to pedophilia or harassment or anything like that. It needs to stop. So that's why there's so much content surrounding this, because there really just needs to be more awareness around it, and it needs to be spread to all different audiences, all different niches, so that we know better, so that we can in turn do better.
Right? You guys having fun? All aboard the toxic gossip train. You're chugging down the tracks of misinformation. The toxic gossip train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station.
If anybody's manipulating, it would be her. I don't know why she thinks that the things coming out around her and her actions are manipulation, especially when there's so many receipts. Like, for somebody to sit down and doctor that many texts, that many group chats, that many videos, anything, it would take years. She is calling what Adam is doing, what anybody else that came out and said what happened is doing, manipulation. I don't like to use mental health diagnoses type words in my videos, but for her to come out and say this, it sounds, in my opinion, I'm not a doctor, but it sounds very delusional. And I don't know what world she's living in. It's some kind of alternate universe. Her train took her to an alternate universe.
Toxic gossip train. Tie me to the tracks and harass me for my past. 'Cause rumors look like facts. If you don't mind the gaps, I won't survive in the crash. But hey, at least you're having fun.
Who's having fun? Exposing somebody as a isn't necessarily fun. We fear for children's safety, and we want you to stop, and we want you to be held accountable. It's not fun. It's just not.
Hi everyone. I've been wanting to come online and talk to you about a few things. Even though my team has strongly advised me to not say what I want to say, I recently realized that they never said that I couldn't sing what I want to say. So
listen to your team, Colleen. Just listen to your team. Her team is probably so pissed about this video, and I'm actually shocked. Today is Saturday, July 1st. I'm shocked that it's still up. They have limited comments. They have to be approved, and they have deleted a bunch of comments. But the fact that this bull is still up and still reaching people is disgusting. And she still has a fan base, because these people that are her fans are children. They're also victims to her actions because they don't know any better yet. Their brain isn't developed enough to understand the manipulation that she is putting onto them. She's so toxic to her fans, and her fans are standing up for her and basically bashing anybody who's coming out and speaking out about this, because they literally don't know any better by no fault of their own, but because they're children.
here I am, and today I only want to talk about the facts. So I hope that you'll be willing to listen. Here we go. Many years ago, I used to message my fans, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way, where I was just trying to be besties with everybody.
Is that how you be besties with everybody? You talk about your positions with your fiance/husband. You talk about tampons and pads. What? That's how you become besties with children? Why? Also, why would you want to be besties with children? Why are you not finding friends your own age? This is a problem.
It's kind of like when you go to like a family gathering, you know, and there's a weird aunt there who keeps coming up to you and going like, "Hey girl, what's the tea?" And you're like, "Ugh." That was me, but in group chats with my fans. It was weird.
How does that make it any better? Like, who wants to be the creepy aunt? Let's spin that just a little and say, imagine I was the creepy uncle and I was going up to all of my young nieces and saying, hey, what's the tea? That would be a problem. And you probably, like me as a mom, I'd be like, let's not invite that individual to our picnics this summer because it's a little creepy. There's something off. There's something off with him. I don't know, but that would be a sign. And might I add that we are over 2 minutes into this video, and it's supposed to be an apology video, but she still hasn't owned up to anything that she has actually done or apologized for anything. So far, all she said was everything is lies and you don't have all the facts.
I've been sharing my life online for over 15 years. I've poured my heart out to you, and because of that I feel like I'm talking to my friends, but in the beginning of my career, I didn't really understand that maybe there should be some boundaries there.
That's not an excuse. It's not. I understand as a YouTube creator when you're younger, because she was younger, how it can happen so quickly, especially back then. Things were happening very quickly for people who were entering the YouTube space. And so I know how that can happen, but again, it's not an excuse for what she did to her fans.
There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which was really weird of me. I haven't done that for years, you see, because I changed my behavior and I took accountability.
Did you though? Where's the accountability that you took? You got on YouTube and made a video with a ukulele saying people are manipulating us and not giving us all the facts, but you took accountability. Please explain how that happened. How? When you're calling Adam a liar, even when he has all of these receipts and everything to back up everything that he's saying, and you're okay also with your fans doxing him because you haven't spoke out about that either. Why? Where's the accountability? Where the is the accountability, Colleen?
But that's not very interesting, is it? So let's go on the toxic gossip train. The locomotive's fueled with hateful accusations. The toxic gossip train. Steamroll over someone's reputation. Toxic gossip train. Hop on board but close your eyes, otherwise you'll realize that the train is made of lies and that person you despise maybe didn't deserve to die, but hey, at least you're having fun.
Again, it's not fun, Colleen. We just want you to actually take accountability. We want you to put the ukulele away, accept that you have up royally, and take accountability for what the you've done.
In all seriousness, I do think it's really important to hold people accountable for their mistakes. We should hope that everyone can learn from their mistakes and grow and change their behavior and be a better person. And this is something that I've always tried to do when I make mistakes, and it's something that I will continue to try to do. What? Oh, you don't care? Oh, okay.
I don't know who she's talking to. Like, who the fuck is she talking to? Because we would like to hear you finish that statement. We want you to take accountability. That's what we care about. That is what we care about. Adam deserves it. All of the other people that she has harmed in the process deserve it. Take accountability and then take a long break from YouTube and social media because you need it. By the way, I also feel like it's important to add that she left the group chat, Colleenie's Weenies. Yes, that was the real name of the group chat she gave to her fans, her underage minor fans, where she talked about sex and all of the things. She just left that, from what I understand, about a week ago. Why weren't you taking accountability sooner? Adam first came out with all of the allegations in 2020, and she said it never happened. It all got swept under the rug. And now he has come out again with all of the receipts, and more people are coming out, and everything is coming to the surface. And now she leaves the chat, and now she makes an apology video with a fucking ukulele.
I thought you wanted me to take accountability, but that's not the point of your mob mentality, is it? No. Your goal is to ruin the life of the person you despise while you dramatize your lies and monetize their demise. Yeah. I feel like I can already hear the comments on this video. She's gaslighting, manipulating. Oh, she's a narcissist and a rat. I would never make a mistake like that.
She fucking thinks she's a Disney villain. What is this? It's so bad. It's so bad. Did she think this through, or is she just that delusional that she thought this was going to go over the way she wanted it to go over? There literally are no words for this. There are no words. Ma'am, put the ukulele down and go get some help, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that all of you are perfect, so please criticize me. Bring out the daggers made from your perfect past and stab me repeatedly in my bony little back.
How is she suddenly the victim? It's a really weird universe that she's living in. She is not the victim.
I'm sure you're disappointed in my shitty little song. I know you wanted me to say that I was 100% in the wrong. Well,
You were 100%. You're the adult in this situation. And I cannot wrap my head around the fact that she can't put herself in the position of her children being in the position that she put her fans in. She is a mother, so she should understand why she is 100% in the wrong, but she doesn't. She clearly thinks she's the victim.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take that route of admitting to lies and rumors that you made up for clout.
What the How? So far the only thing she apologized for is the fact that she's not going to apologize or take ownership for what she actually did to children.
Hey everybody, I found someone new to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everybody gather around, cause we're about to attack. But not based on facts, oh no. Your loaded lethal weapon is your fingers on the keys.
What? Where is the miscommunication? I've got nothing. She's disgusting.
You don't need any armor when you can hide behind a screen. So shoot me down quick, in the click, and bam! My reputation's deceased.
And there she goes blaming the children that she essentially harassed and caused trauma to for her reputation being deceased. This is making it worse. You're making it worse, Colleen. You need to accept what you did, take ownership, and apologize.
I also wanted to take a minute to talk about that girl, Miranda Sings. You know the one. Yeah, her. She's PG-13. It says that on my website, and it's always been that way. And that's why you won't find my videos on the YouTube Kids app. Anyway,
Well, it turns out that her videos were on the Kids app. I don't know if they still are, but they were on the Kids app. Also, who the rated it PG-13? Was it herself? Did she take it upon herself to rate it PG-13? Or is she talking about her Netflix series? But then that wouldn't make sense because she's talking about YouTube. Like, who rated her channel PG-13?
I didn't realize it was my responsibility to decide what was appropriate for every kid to see. I've always relied on parents to decide if they're comfortable with their families watching my YouTube videos or coming to my live shows.
That would make sense if you didn't have the chats that you had, if you didn't bring the children on the stage to reach into your pants for cheese puffs. That would make sense. Okay, like that would be like, I don't know, Chris Rock being like, I have no control over what you let your kids watch, but you were an active participant in encouraging these children to do the things that you had them do on stage, in your chats, wherever it was. You were an active participant and you were the adult. So you need to take ownership in this situation.
Have I made some jokes in poor taste? Yes. Have I made lots of dumb mistakes? Yes. Am I sad that there are some fans who feel betrayed? Yes. But was my intention to manipulate? No.
I know I'm pausing a lot. It doesn't matter if it was your intention or not. You did it.
It doesn't really matter what my intention was, because it seems as though everyone's already decided on that. Let me tell you, it's not very fun to have millions of people all over the world call you the most vile, horrendous, disgusting, life-ruining words that a person can be called, in my opinion.
Are we supposed to feel bad for her? What about Adam, who's being doxxed, who has been harassed for years because of the first time he came out and said something from her fans? What about those people in those situations? But we're supposed to be feeling bad for Colleen, because I don't feel bad. If we spun this, like I said in the beginning, if we spun this and this was a man and not a woman, action would have been taken a long time ago. If there was a man on stage with a young girl at the age of 6 or 7, encouraging this young girl to reach into his pants to get a cheese ball, action would have been taken right away. But because it was a woman, it wasn't looked at that way. And now it's still so hard to get any kind of reciprocation or ownership to be taken by this person. It's clear as day, but so foggy at the same time.
It doesn't matter that these things aren't true. Everyone just believes that you are the type of person who manipulates and abuses children. So I just wanted to say that the only thing I've ever groomed is my 2 Persian cats. I'm not a groomer. I'm just a loser who didn't.
Do we see the insinuation she just made there? Because do we see it? Again, clear as day, but just foggy enough to not have to take any ownership.
Understand I shouldn't respond to fans, and I'm not a predator, even though a lot of you think so, because 5 years ago I made a fart joke.
It wasn't a fart joke. You humiliated a child on stage, and she is going to live with that for the rest of her life because of the day and age we're in, because that clip is making the rounds everywhere on the internet. But it was a fart joke. It was just a fart joke.
So, even though I know this video won't change anyone's mind about me, I still felt it was important to come on here and defend myself a little and take accountability.
Defend yourself, but not take an ounce of ownership for anything you've fucking done.
And I also wanted to say that to anyone out there who has ever supported me in any capacity, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you. For what it's worth, I never had any bad intentions. But I do feel like shit.
Good. You should.
Gossip train, jogging down the tracks of misinformation. Toxic gossip train, you got a one-way ticket to manipulation station. Toxic gossip train, you tied me to the tracks and harassed me for my past. Rumors look like facts when you don't mind the gaps.
There are literally receipts corroborating that these things actually happened. They're not rumors. They're not rumors. They are facts that actually happened.
I won't survive in the crash, but hey, I hope you had some fun. Actually, you know, I feel like maybe I should let you guys know something. It seems like maybe you're confused about something. I don't know. Let me try to help. Sometimes people make a mistake and it doesn't make them a horrible person. Whoa. Sometimes people can make a mistake and they're still a good person. Crazy, I know. Sometimes people can make a mistake and you don't have to take that mistake, oh no. And twist it up and grind it and add some lies to it and pulverize it and stab it with knives and ruin a life and oh no.
A mistake. Yes, a mistake. People make a mistake a lot. People who are self-aware and take ownership for their mistakes don't continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over again. Colleen pulverized this. Colleen destroyed her own reputation. Not Adam or anybody else that came out and spoke out about what Colleen did to them. It is not their fault. It is not their burden to carry. It is hers to carry. And she needs to open her eyes to that. And it's very clear that this apology video is pre-awakening, if she's ever going to have an awakening and realize the things that she has done to these children.
Sometimes people can make a mistake. It doesn't mean you gotta send them hate. Oh no. Sometimes people can make a mistake and you can kindly let them know and help them to grow. Sometimes people make mistakes simply because they made a mistake. And that mistake doesn't make them a terrible human. It just makes them a human.
What do I know? Me, right?
She's a f***ing idiot. Especially the ending there. She just like totally dismissed everything she said. She is very clearly not taking accountability for what she did. She's not aware. She's not aware of what she did. It is not sunk in. I don't know if it ever will sink in. I really hope that there is action taken for this because like I said, and I'll say it until I'm blue in the face, like if this was a man, it would have been squashed sooner. If this was a man, he wouldn't have had a chance to make a response video. He would have been potentially in prison. He would have been banned from the internet. But here we are. This woman is still putting out videos apologizing and nothing is being done.